Ghost towns of America. Every abandoned place began with a reason to exist. This is Ghost Towns of America, and today we're exploring Santa Rita, New Mexico, where a copper mine grew so large that the town built beside it disappeared into the pit. Santa Rita, New Mexico. The copper mine that erased the town. At Santa Rita, New Mexico, there are no vacant storefronts or weathered houses waiting for rescue. The ground where the town stood has been excavated. From a distance, the Chino mine opens across the Grant County high desert in enormous step benches, with the profile called the Kneeling Nun rising beyond the rim. The view explains Santa Rita's fate at a glance. Copper created this community, sustained it for generations, and finally required the land beneath its streets. The story begins with the district's unusual geology. Native copper appeared near the surface in sheets and irregular masses, mixed with green and blue oxidation minerals. People in the region recognized and worked this copper long before modern industry arrived, and scientific studies have linked ancient copper objects to the Chino deposit. Around 1800, Spanish military officer José Manuel Carrasco investigated the source. In 1804, Francisco Manuel de Algea acquired the interest and established Santa Rita del Cobre, meaning Saint Rita of the Copper. The early settlement was both mining camp and fortified outpost. Historic American building survey records describe a large triangular adobe enclosure with round towers at its corners, probably completed around 1834. Its thick walls stood beside Santa Rita Creek, close to the first workings. Mining remained difficult and intermittent. Isolation, unreliable transport, regional conflict, floods, and changing ownership repeatedly interrupted production. The fort later served several practical uses, then deteriorated as the mine expanded. Only one tower remained by 1920, and it was removed in 1952 before the ground was excavated. Santa Rita revived during the late 19th century. A post office opened in 1881, rail service later improved the movement of ore and supplies, and the population reached roughly 500 by 1884. Yet the richest veins had been depleted. Lower-grade rocks still contained immense amounts of copper, but older underground methods could not handle it profitably. The problem invited a radically different answer. Instead of following narrow veins, a mine could remove nearly everything, ore and surrounding rock together, on a scale few communities had experienced. Mining engineer John M. Sully studied more than 4,000 samples beginning in 1905. His work showed that a vast body of low-grade ore could support mechanical open-pit production. The Chino Copper Company formed in 1909, and open-pit operations began around 1910. Steam shovels, drills, rail lines, and processing systems transformed the valley. Material that had seemed uneconomic became valuable when handled by the thousands of tons. Santa Rita changed with it, becoming a company town wrapped around a growing industrial excavation. By the 1920s, Santa Rita's population is commonly estimated at about 6,000. Homes climbed the slopes near schools, churches, stores, offices, shops, and recreation grounds. Water tanks and utility lines crossed a landscape where residential blocks and mine benches occupied the same narrow basin. Life followed the shift schedule, but was not limited to work. Children attended local schools, congregations filled churches, and families gathered at ball fields and community halls. Company housing created distinct neighborhoods on Iron Hill, Santa Rita Hill, and other rises. The community produced notable lives, as well as copper. Baseball Hall of Famer Ralph Kiner was born here in 1922. Harrison Schmitt, the geologist who later walked on the moon with Apollo 17, was born here in 1935. Kennecott Copper Corporation acquired the property in 1933. Photographs made by Russell Lee in 1940 show an operation already vast, with rails curving along terraced walls and the kneeling nun watching over the pit. Cable shovels and/or loaders worked on benches that made industrial equipment appear small, or traveled south to the company mill and smelter at Hurley, tying Santa Rita to a larger chain of mining communities and processing sites. The town still functioned beside this machinery, but the geometry was unforgiving. Valuable or continued beneath houses, public buildings, offices, and the old fort site. Each expansion made another portion of Santa Rita temporary. Parts of the town were moved more than once. By the early 1950s, remaining buildings on a high central area were surrounded by excavations and known locally as the Island. Plans to mine beneath it forced offices, shops, and residences away. Some houses were dismantled, while others traveled intact to communities across New Mexico and Arizona. The displacement accelerated through the 1950s and 1960s. This was not a town that simply lost its economic reason to exist. Its reason remained powerful enough to consume its location. One building makes the process tangible. The Santa Rita Community Church, built on Iron Hill in August 1940, served the town for 25 years. On August 29, 1965, the small structure was moved to Racetrack Road in Arenas Valley. It survives there as Valley Community Church. Other pieces of Santa Rita scattered in many directions, but the old street pattern vanished. By 1967, the final town site had been abandoned, leaving the active mine where houses, classrooms, sanctuaries, and neighborhood gathering places had stood. The Chino operation remains active and restricted industrial property. Current planning documents describe the Santa Rita pit as 3 connected areas called Lee Hill, East, and Estrella, with managed water in the east and Estrella bottoms. Federal records in 2026 describe a mining complex covering about 10,000 acres, primarily on private land. Modern stockpiles, concentrator facilities, water controls, and reclamation areas extend well beyond the pit rim. The historic Santa Rita coordinate lies inside this working landscape. It is not an abandoned place open for exploration, and no visitor should enter mine property or approach unstable excavations. Santa Rita survives through relocated buildings, family memories, historic photographs, and the shrine in the Hanover area that protects a restored figure of Saint Rita from the old community. These remnants reveal more than a dramatic before and after story. They show how a town can disappear while its central industry continues, and how identity can outlast geography. Thank you for watching Ghost Towns of America. Please like this episode, share the story of Santa Rita, and subscribe for more carefully researched journeys into the places that shaped American history.